Tibetans looked at the body this way. The Afghans, which we now call Islamic medicine, looked at the body this way. The Greeks and the Romans looked at the body this way. So by overlapping all those different graphs, I created a holograph that is going to be presented to you inside of the Blue Dragon Qigong Academy. So if you want to be a scholar, sage, warrior, if that is your inclination, then you're in the right place. But if you want to stay asleep, then maybe this is not for you.
You're live on YouTube.
Okay, so now we're going to discuss the 7 deadly emotions and how they impact us. So we think that anger is the driving force, but it's not anger, it's actually fear, and I'll explain the connection. And then, yes, it's fear, but then actually it's worry. So worry becomes fear, fear becomes anger, anger becomes hate. So the opposite of hate is not love. The opposite of hate is indifference, it's callousness, it's I don't care. I don't care is the opposite of love. So we want to go from hate to I care. So we're going to start with worry. So I have a worry that something is going to happen. My daughter didn't come home last night. My son got arrested by the police. My boss promoted somebody else over me. My job went out of business. My job relocated to Japan. So those are worries. Those are thoughts that we spin. And then we look for information that's going to support those negative thought frames. And if we find 1 or 2 little things that might support our worry, boom, that turns into fear. So we have fear level 1, fear level 2, fear level 3. Then we have phobias, and then we have fright. All that is contained within fear. Okay? You can stop the music. So, fear level 1, 2, 3, phobia, fright, all these things are contained. And all of those things attack the urogenital system. Worry attacks the digestive system. And now that fear turns into anger. Why anger? Because the fear is the person that we care about won't do what we want them to do. The police won't protect us. The banks won't give us our money. The healthcare department won't give us health. And so we care about them. We pay the police. We pay the health department. We pay the government. And then they don't provide the service. So you only give money to people that you care about. You don't pay people that you don't care about. So when you don't get the services that you paid for, then you get angry, okay? And so there's anger, there's annoyance, there's frustration, there's resentment, there's shame, there's blame, there's guilt, there's rage, and then there's depression. So anger is a big pot of poison. So anger, frustration, resentment, shame, blame, guilt, rage, depression. So anger goes up and down. So anger is also involved in that yin-yang. So what are we going to do about that? So we've got worry, obsession, we've got fear, 1, 2, 3, phobia, fright, and then we've got anger, frustration, resentment, shame, blame, guilt, rage, depression. So we've got all these feelings, and there's a physiological reaction to those feelings. And that physiological reaction causes us to contract the muscles and restrict blood flow. So when we're worried, we restrict blood flow to the digestive system. When we're fearful, we restrict blood flow to the kidney region. And anxiety is the area of the hamstrings, which then locks the pelvis. And then if the pelvis is locked at the bottom and locked at the top, any type of forward motion is going to cause pain. So 50% of Americans suffer from low back pain, and that's directly caused by fear or any permutation of fear. Now, when we're angry, guys, when we're angry, we puff the chest out and we compress the chest muscles, which does what to the blood in the heart? It restricts the heart blood. When girls get angry, what do? Tell us. Show us. Their back goes up. Their hackles rise. So, girls and guys react differently to anger. And I experienced road rage yesterday from a woman that had me shaking. She said she was going to kill me and used a whole bunch of other expletives. And I said, I can't defend myself against a woman. I just have to stand there. And I just kept blessing her and blessing her and blessing her. And finally, she drove off. But she tried to hit my car twice and forced me off the road to where I had to pull over and get out. So I had to use all of my Qigong training to not react, to not respond to her barrage of negative energy and threats and expletives. And I just, bless you, bless you, bless you. That's the only way I can respond. So I didn't call the police. I didn't walk around her car to see what her license plate was. I didn't react the way normal people would react because I'm above. I am extraordinary, and I want to teach you how to also be extraordinary, to act and not react. So that was a situation where anger was expressed towards me. What about the situations where I express anger at someone else? Now, this is where meditation comes into play, because when I'm angry, I should be aware that I'm angry. I should be aware that I should be aware of that. And the minute I realize it, then I should stand down. And then I should immediately go into this. Okay? This is why we do Qigong. We're not doing this for fun. We're doing this specifically to stand down, to become awake, to act and not react. Okay, hit the music.
For more information,
for a special invitation to join this class,
there you go.
Text Blue Dragon, one word, to 66866, and you will receive a special invite.
Next song?
Yeah, next song. Now, when you were a little kid and you were angry at your mother because she wouldn't let you eat cookies or go outside and play, or she made you put on a sweater, you would throw a temper tantrum. Now, did that temper tantrum make you feel better?
No.
You don't remember, but it did. This is the stomp dance. So every time you stomp, the big toe is hitting the ground, which is creating a vibration that goes up the liver meridian right underneath the breast. So how does that help anger, frustration, resentment, shame, blame, guilt? How does that help? Stomp it out. So there's 3 meridians that start on the foot. The kidney starts on the bottom of the foot. The liver and spleen start on the big toe. So that stomping activates all 3 leg yin meridians that end on the chest. The arm yin meridians all start on the chest and end on the fingers. The yang meridians start on the fingers and end on the face. And the leg yin meridians start on the face and end on the feet. So stomping builds yin So we have a structure: hips, shoulders, knees, elbows, ankles, wrists. That's what we call the 6 harmonies. Now, we all say that we love ourselves, but my question is, do you really love yourself? So that leads us to another question. How did your mother demonstrate love to you? How did your father demonstrate love to you? How did your mother demonstrate love to your father? How did your father demonstrate love to your mother? And if any of those things are disordered or dysfunctional, then chances are you don't love yourself the right way. Now, you can't give love if you didn't receive love. And if you weren't taught love, you can't teach love. So that's the secondary reason why we're here, is to give and receive love. But we have to break up, we have to dismember the negative thought frames that created self-hate. And that comes from childhood programming, and that is what we're going to cover in the next retreat. So I have a mathematical formula called your operating system is your chip plus your app. OS equals chip plus app. Your chip is your childhood program. Your app is your attitude, perspective, and perception. And in the very next retreat, we're going to go into details, and we're going to personalize it to your attitude, your perspective, and your perception. So, how do we